there folks, how are you? Welcome to day 124 of Lyndall's Luscious Limberings. Today is our chill out, stretchy, recentering, feeling good about yourself today. Well, let's be honest, all days are about feeling good about yourself, aren't they? Yes, of course. But giving ourselves a recovery day, let's call it that. So maybe a little bit of lactic acid built up from day 123, possibly, don't want to project, but yeah. So let's stretch that out. I want to mobilise the joints a bit today as well, just to get the blood flowing around rather than just diving straight into stretching. So it'd be nice and easy, float your own boat, do what makes you happy. Okay, with the playlist today for 124, 3, 2, 1, go. Good, and just finding a nice hip width apart and just really gently rolling the shoulders. And send your awareness deep into the body now. Really think about lifting up through the head, sinking down through the butt. Getting rid of all those crunchy bits, rolling forward softly. Broadening across the chest. And the other way again. Don't have to do a big range of movement, we just want to mobilise, get the blood flowing and forwards. Good, dropping the head just down and back up. Soften the knees. And up, breathing deep into the belly. Let the small of the back expand like you're breathing into a sphere. Good, stay down there. And just turning the head gently from side to side. Soften through the jaw. Good, back up again. And head just to the side, giving a gentle nod. Consciously start to relax down the sides of the butt, the front of the hip flexors, abdomen, throat and sternum. Rolling around the other way. Back to the first side, indulge in that roll around and rolling around again. And again. Beautiful, back to center and rolling through the shoulders again, but a bit bigger in the range of movement this time. Again, don't scrunch the muscles, it's a word, against the movement. Just find an open feeling through the musculature. Good, and we're just going to bend forward and open out. Nothing too extreme. So think about the spine just curving backwards and then opening. As the spine curves backwards, the head can just drop down and start to get a stretch all the way through between the shoulder blades, but also the small of the back. Now, if you start to feel yourself wanting to warm up, go a little further as you warm up, just extend that range of movement a bit. And gradually raising those arms up a little bit. Like a big flamingo or a crane. And I mean the bird crane, not an actual construction crane. Good, just hang over. Making a C curve, circling the fingers together, sending the spine away, but the head, top of the head forwards and the ribs to the side. And imagine the hands are trying to hold something in that's expanding away from them. Good, just drop that shape, come up. Roll through the shoulders again. Rolling down, 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, back up. Use the breath. And going down. So you're either breathing it out on the way down and up on the way up, or reverse that. And down again. Back up. Good, and rolling the shoulders again. Good, and we're just going to do really small turns. Nice and light. Good, reaching up. And arch back a little bit. And then arch down. So from the side. Then you reach up, arch back, and then arching down. So you're undulating through the spine. Good, going down again. Putting the hands on the knees and small circles here. Think about spreading across the small of the back as you're here. And change direction. Really opening the small of the back. Feel like you're breathing deep into it. Beautiful, just hanging down over the legs. Breathe in to look forward and lengthen. Up, 2, 3, and back down. And again. And down. Really let the head go as you go down. And down. And again, going up. And down. Good. From here, just start to gently swing yourself around in a circle. Keeping the knees bent at the moment. Nice deep breaths. Bend the knees, rolling up. Good. Lifting up. Out of the hips, stretching over. So think about the hands want to reach upwards and outwards towards the ceiling. So rather than having a feeling of trying to resist crunching over, you're actually reaching out. And keep reaching. You might feel it all the way down to that opposite hip. Good. Breathe in, breathing out, come back. And the other side. Keep reaching, it's dynamic. So you're always trying to reach a little further. Deep breath in, breathing out, come back. And now just one hand. Still reaching out rather than down. Breathing out to come back. And the other way. Whoops, earpiece falling out. Breathing out to come back up. Go a little wider with the legs. And bending over. Breathing out, come back. Some noisy motorbike. So you might start to feel it across this opposite hip now. Good, breathing out, come back. Now just take the feet a little wider. And just go one leg straight, one leg bent, and again, straight line, stretching all the way up to the top. Try not to lean in this hand, but you can if you want. Stay there. Reaching out. Actually, do lean in this hand. I want you just to stretch. I'm going to have to change your mind. Good. Breathing in, breathing out to change over. And again, straighten, bend. make sure the knee's going out over the toe and touch the wall. Good. Breathing in, breathing out to come back. Coming up, and butt goes out, fingers go forwards. Encourage you to take yourself down to as far as you go today. If that's hands on the floor, that's fine. Otherwise, just hang over. And really think about sending those butt bones up towards the ceiling and the thighs behind you. Beautiful. Just bend the legs for a sec, just until you start to feel a stretch. And then raise the butt up again, just hanging over. If you want, you can interlace the elbows, but still the feeling of the butt bones going up, the sit bones going up, and the thighs trying to touch the wall behind you. Good, hands down and just bend the knees again. If you want to raise your head up too, just to get the blood out of your head. And you can give small movements if you want, teeny, tiny ones. And use the out breath to come up. And just take yourself halfway between here and your foot. And then across to the other side, halfway. Back to the center, fingertips out as far as they can, gently pull back against them, lifting the butt towards the ceiling. Put the thighs on the wall behind you. Deep breaths. Letting the shoulder blades slide down sideways like they want to touch the floor. Good, then just bend the knees again, gently bring the head up again. If you feel stable, you can just pop your head up completely and put your elbows on your knees. And just help with that stretch a bit. Hands down, butt up again. Creep the hands another halfway across, so you're 3/4 from center. Good, back to center. And again, 3/4 the other way. Or 3/4 of your limit. Good, back to center. And just start to swing. Really let the top of the head feel like it wants to drag on the floor, so it's releasing down. Good, drop the butt, lift the head, elbows in. A little bit more of movement side to side if you're feeling good for it, otherwise just stay static. And of course, if you don't want to put your hands on your knees, just keep them on the floor. Good, hands down again. Now see if you can go either just before your limit or to your knee, whichever one comes first. Breathe deep into that. Good, walking the hands out all the way around to the other side. And again, either to your limit, just before your limit, or to your knee. Good, back to center. Bend again. And this time do keep your hands on the floor, giving a little bit of a wiggle side to side. Beautiful. We're just going to sit down on our butts. Yes. Tuck the left leg underneath, the right leg on top, the left arm over the top. Sit up tall, look around. And stretch. Remember, you can use this elbow to put extra pressure. If this knee's uncomfortable being bent, just keep it straight. Good. Uncurl towards over your left hand shoulder. Pick your feet up, hands on the floor. Swing around. Right leg goes under the left. And stretch the other way. Oh yeah. That's a good one. Good. Just taking hold now of one foot, and just until you start, take hold of the ball of the foot, and then just until you start to feel a stretch, straighten the leg. So it might not get straight, but straighten it until you feel a stretch. If you need to support yourself with the other hand, then do. And if you really want to stretch, just get right underneath the ball of the foot. You can be fancy if you like. Now, really gently, just move it from side to side. Unless you're in overt pain, then don't do that. Good, bend. And the other leg. Just find a static position first where you're comfy, where your foot doesn't slip. And then if you want, you can gently move it around. Try and sit up tall. Good, put that down. Other leg, put it, either hold it here, or if you can, and this leg can be out straight if you need it to be. If you can, put it in your elbow, do, pushing it up and across, and give it a rock. Sit up tall. So don't prioritize sitting up tall, and if that means you just get to here, that's absolutely fine. And rock it like it's a baby. Lovely, place it down, and a leg. So again, wherever you feel comfortable with it, upwards and inwards. Oh, that one's stiffer today. Sitting up tall. You don't know how much I'm holding back from singing with the song that I've got on right now. But don't worry, just in case you're not listening to my song or you're in slightly different timing. Alright, good. Put the leg down, leg out, other leg either here or out to the side at a right angle. Sitting up tall, chest upwards and forwards. Just go forward until you start to get a stretch halfway at the top of the leg. And then just using your hands for support, just start to snake your way down. Don't hunch over, always keep the feeling of the chest going upwards and forwards. And just go to where you're comfortable. And then point the foot, and then keep going. And then settle into a static stretch wherever is good for you today. And then very gently flex the foot. And if you want to, if you're feeling flexing, you can just grab the ball of the foot and pull it back. Good. Use your hand, the outward breath to come up. Take the opposite hand to the leg, place it wherever you can reach on the outside blade. Other foot goes through, outside surface Other arm goes through and turn side arm. So you're looking underneath the armpit, opening up through the ribs. If you can reach the foot and you want to, then you can give a pull on the outside blade of the foot. That's where the word blade comes in. I was just very much ahead of myself. Good, use your out breath and the hands to come up. And then just take your chest towards this knee. Doesn't matter if you've got it facing the other way. Might not go very far at all. Beautiful, changing over legs. Oh yeah. So start with the foot relaxed but flexed, and just with the chest still going upwards and forwards, just snake yourself forwards towards the plant. Listen to your body as you go. It will tell you how far it wants to go today. And then take yourself to where you feel like you're kind of maxing out, and then just point the toe, and you'll probably get a little bit further. And settle into a static stretch. Lovely. Now very gently just relax that foot back up again. And if you are being super flexy today, you can grab the ball with the foot and gently pull it towards you. Good, use your elbow breath and the hand to come up. And then outside surface of the leg with the opposite hand. Thread the other arm through on the inside of the knee. If you're up here, that's fine, you're just doing this. Otherwise, reaching through. And if you can reach the ball with the foot and you want to pull up, then do. Use that rotation to also open up through the ribs. Good, use your outward breath and the hands to come up. And then just take this chest just towards this knee. However close you want to get to it, probably quite far. Beautiful, bring that leg in. Heels of hands into legs. Oh, really get them in. Yeah, get that lactic acid moving. Lying on your backs. Yes. Okay, knees into chest. And here just circle both ankles. And as we're doing this, just then allow the small of the back to start to release into the floor. Breathing into the abdomen, relaxing over the sternum and the solar plexus. Circle the feet the other way. And feel like the sacrum is extending away from you. Chin is slightly tucked, head is still extending up. Good, and now change to flex and point. And then alternate heels and toes together, duck feet and first position. Well, pigeon toes actually rather than duck feet, because duck feet would be going out, really, wouldn't it? Good. Circle. Nice and gentle. And changing direction. Beautiful. Point the toes. Burst the balloon between the small of the back and the floor, so their feet all the way down. You can put them on the floor if you like, and then burst the balloon all the way back up. And again. And if you heard that, that was my belly rumbling. Back up. Really try not to take any of the tension in the neck. And again, going down. Burst the balloon. Really think about the balloon. And again, up. Good. Feet down, arms to the side. Rolling down to one side. And the other, using the outward breath. If you're feeling comfy, let the head rotate at the same time. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And again. Back to center. Legs going out with the toes pointed. And back in. One more time. Legs going out. And back in. Good circle. Keep breathing. Breathing is good. And the other way. Good. Don't let around. Open up. Using the hands, give a passive stretch out through the hip. And loop the hands through, stretching through the back of the leg. Nice deep breaths. Keep the chin slightly tucked. Now, rather than wiggling with the butt, this supporting leg, really gently, just take it from side to side a little bit. So try not to use the leg that's stretching, use the leg that's supporting. So you've also got the same action with the hands helping. Good, and then hopefully as you're doing that you can slightly extend the range of the stretch so your ankle might be moving a little bit closer to your chest. Don't force it though. Good, put the leg back down and open out. Just bring the legs closer together and go towards the side of the leg that's high. So my left leg's over the top, I'm going to the left, hands out to the side, falling down to the right, looking down the left arm. Breathe deep, relax. Let gravity do all the work for you. Good, straighten the underneath leg. Coming back up and change over. I've got my right leg on top and open out through the hips. This is the best thing because it feels like you're not doing anything, but you really are. It's great. Passive stretch. Good, reaching through. And just start off by settling into that static stretch. Good, and now the supporting leg, really gently move it from side to side. Really put your awareness in that leg, so it's the leg that's moving rather than you're not rocking your body from side to side. Supporting leg is moving from side to side. Good, put that leg down, close the legs, move over towards the side of the raised leg and fall down to the opposite side, looking down the arm. Really relax the shoulders deep into the mat here. I don't know if you can hear my belly rumbling or not. It is. Straighten the grounded leg, come up, knees together and circle. Circling the other way. Good, pull the toes back, stretching up, and we're going to go through first position and pigeon toes. Just go your own pace. Remember, this movement comes from the hips so that the relationship between the toes and the ankles isn't changing. I'm just rotating the femoral head in the ball and socket joint that is the hip joint. Really concentrate now on that inward rotation. Just give it a little bit more of an indulgence. You might feel some tension coming down the inner thighs. So just think about expanding across the small of the back as you rotate inwards. Good. Down again. Circling through the hips. Hopefully should be feeling a bit more open now. Go the other way. And close off, down again, and back to our side-to-side rotations using your outward breath. And hopefully it feels a bit more free than when we did it the first time. Good, bring it back in and roll over onto your side. And let's just do a few of these ones. So dragging across the body, opening up and back. Use the breath either way. So either way, just make sure you breathe in. So either breathe in here and then breathe out, breathe out on the way back, or reverse it. So you're breathing out and then you're breathing in. Beautiful. Changing over to the other side. And off you go. Keep using the breath. Beautiful. Coming up onto all fours. And just chucking in a couple of our cat cows, reaching up. And down to the cat stretch. I mean the cow stretch. Up into the cat stretch. And cow. And cat. Good. Stay up now in the cat. Then rock back into the stretch between the inner shoulder blades. And small wiggle of the butt here. Good. Back up. Hand on head. Going in. And up. Just in your own rhythm. Good, changing over. Good, and sitting on your butts. And just think about sending, again, your chest upwards and forwards, lifting up through the top of the head, and just start by alternately flexing the toes and the feet. I think I turned that up. So point one, really point, get a nice stretch along the front part of the foot. If that starts to give you a cramp, then just stop and pull the toes back with your hands. Good, now with the feet pointed, if you can, just wiggle yourself forwards into a bit of a stretch. Chest going upwards and forwards. And toes up now. Wiggle yourself down. And point. Wiggle yourself down. You can also wiggle down by feeling like you're trying to dig your butt into the floor. And wiggling through the chest. Toes up. Keep going. And then if you can, touch your toes and you want to pull up, do. Otherwise, just go within your limits and just wiggle yourself down. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I'm wiggling now with the chest rather than with the hips, but you do what works for you. And then point the toes again. Just take yourself to where you're comfortable. And super point the toes.
on them too, otherwise just flexing is fine. Good, use the outward button of the hands to come up.
And hands on the small of the back. And just to finish, just coming around. Oh, actually, let's just chuck in the child's pose because it's always good.
Oh, dig the fingertips into the floor, gently pull back against them, yes.
And then coming up, just put one leg quite far forwards and keeping the chest going upwards. Just tilt yourself forwards until you get a stretch down here. You might also get, and you might also get a nice stretch at the back of the other leg. Sinking his hip forwards, lift through the head. And then just pop the hands down, tuck the toes under at the back. Pick yourself up into a slightly deeper stretch. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can keep the knee down on the floor. So just doing this one. Make sure that the front leg is at a right angle to the floor. And just gently open and close the front leg. Do it nice and gently because there might be some crunchy bits in there from yesterday. Good, down and stretch. Put the leg back in, it's back into a child's pose. Good, other leg. I'm going to go this way. Just cheek it out a little bit further. And, oh yeah. That would be yesterday's work. Lifting up tall through the head. Let you know you're alive. Yes. And then if you can, put the hands down. If you feel comfortable with this leg, then tuck the toes under at the back. Coming up. Chest going upwards and forwards, lengthening from your heel to the top of the head. Make sure you cheek this front leg forward so you have a right ankle between the shin and the ground. Dropping this hip towards the ground. Try and straighten the back leg if you can. Mine doesn't want to do it today, that's okay. And then super gently opening, closing the front leg. Knee down and just gently stretching over the front leg. Beautiful. Take yourself onto your A-frame. Pop that one hip then the other. Walk the feet in. Just hang over for a second and crouch. And bend the knees, straighten the knees, and with the knees bent now, rolling up through the spine. Oh, and adjust hoodie as required. Amazing, check it all out. Press up some percussion if you want. Yeah, work through the pecs, they're probably sore as well. You're welcome. And do this. Great. Hey, thanks so much, team. Tomorrow is day 125, core day. How is it the end of the week already? I don't understand time anymore. I don't know, maybe I never did. Anyway, oversharing, let's stop. Thanks for joining me again. I hope you're doing very well indeed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day for the rest of the time. Please be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Thank you so much. Bye.